fellow budgeters, my name is Brandy and you're watching From Debt to Dreams, and on this channel we're paying off over $400,000 worth of debt. But don't you fret, more than half of that is our mortgage. Whew. As you can see, we have a lot we're doing today. I considered making this later in the week so I wouldn't have to film again later this week. However, there's a lot that I need to move around. We need to highlight, we need to do a bunch of things because a lot has happened, even though I only missed 1 week of expense tracking. So let's do the expense tracking first. Okay, so let's move all this stuff. We're gonna need it in just a minute. We're gonna move it for right now. Here's what happened in our checking account this week and last week. Okay, now we moved only $750 from our paychecks into our expense account because that's all we really needed. I ended up going to a place called PCJ, which is a coffee shop. It's called Port City Java, because I had a doctor's appointment and I wanted to treat myself afterwards because I had to do fasting labs. So I did that. We ended up, let's see, where's my school? We ended up donating about $92 to our school's fundraiser. And that is something that I really need to start remembering that we do every year so that I can save up for that. The exterminators came, and so we paid that bill, $140. We pay that quarterly. My husband's life insurance came out, so that was $49.57. My older son and my husband went to a Boy Scout camp 2 weekends ago, and so Josh and I got to just hang out and be silly together, so we decided to have pizza at Costco for dinner that night. And then we also got gas at Costco. So we spent $22.82 in gas. We obviously didn't need to fill up, but we did anyway. Here is a Scout purchase, which we put under kids, for $31.46. This is my husband buying snacks and stuff for himself, Colin, and one of his Scout friends that they ended up taking with him. And then he filled up the van with gas right before they left. I had book club last week, 2 weeks ago, and I paid for parking. And then this is an Amazon purchase. I can't remember exactly what it was that I bought because right the next day I bought my next December book club book on Amazon. I hate buying books on Amazon, but the bookstore that we meet at didn't have December's book, and I don't live in an area close by where I could just pop by and just keep checking to see if they have the book. So I just ordered it from Amazon. Cape Fear Council. Oh, when my husband was out with the boys at Scouts, where did I put the kids? They stopped at the store at the Boy Scout camp and ended up buying some souvenirs. And then my health insurance came out for life insurance came out at $34.98. And then Jason, when they were on their way back home from Boy Scout camp, took the boys to Bojangles for breakfast. And then that same Sunday, we went to Bojangles that night for dinner. And then the tithes to our church came out at $102.20. So now we are all caught up in the checking account. Okay, so for our expense tracker, for cash, we have, this is groceries 2 weekends ago, and groceries, this is groceries this past weekend, and this past weekend. Okay. Then I paid for my prescriptions in cash. And then we made 2 Christmas purchases. One, I'm going to put this under event. Where is my event? Right here. This one is my husband spending $20 on, what's the word I'm looking for? Lottery tickets for his Secret Santa at his office. And then we ended up buying our big family gift for the kids, that for $830. They don't watch this channel and they are not home right now, so I can tell you we ended up buying a Switch 2 and getting 3 additional controllers so the 4 of us can play together. And then the Charlotte FC tickets that we have been waiting for came out, or went on sale on Black Friday. And so the boys, our boys decided they wanted to join my husband and I this year for the first home game. So here we are buying those tickets. And this year is actually pretty cool. Not only were the tickets cheap, but they also added on a souvenir cup, like bottomless soda, and a hot dog, which was kind of cool. So for the 4 of us, and then taxes and fees, it was $120. So now that we've done all of that, we've gotten all that settled. What we need to do now is we need to move things around so that we need to put the Christmas money into the bank account, because even though it says I put it on my cash tracker for Christmas and for Charlotte FC, we actually put that on one of our credit cards. So I need to take that money back to the bank so I can pay the credit card. And then Jason, we used $20 from our grocery leftover money to pay for the Secret Santa. So I need Christmas to pay back our grocery envelopes. So let's do this first. Okay, so we need, where should I put this? We need our Christmas money. Actually, before we do that, I'm sorry. Here's our change. We always do this. All right, here's the change. Goes into the change jar, and then we have $20, and then we have all this money right here, which is going to go to savings. We have 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and $20. So let's write that down real quick, and that is a savings because of the change. Okay, we're not going to highlight it because I just put my highlighter away. So, woo, $20 goes back into groceries. So I'll put that right there. These 2 5s are going to go into our play and pay binder so that we will have $130 to play with instead of $120, or $135 instead of 120. And then we have a bunch of 1s that need to go in their designated area. So we have a D for Colin, an A for family fun, a C for Colin, an E for an emergency fund, F for family fun, L for Josh, E for emergency fund, F for family fun, F for family fun, and B for me. Yay! Okay, so we'll just go here. I have Colin handy, so we'll put Colin's in here. He gets $2, 1 C and 1 D. He gets a C and D because his name is Colin Davis. 1, 2. All right. All right, so we're done with that one. Let's get Joshua out here. He gets $1. He gets the J and L bucks because his name is Joshua Landon. All right, I don't even know if I'm in frame. I'm sorry. Okay, so A, I have determined as family fun along with the F's. So we'll do that, emergency fund, and my name. So annual fees, car care, clothing, Charlotte, emergency fund. Gets $2. So let me write that down real quick. So we should have $37 cash, and then when this hits 50, I take it to the bank. So 20, 30, 5, 6, and 7. Perfect. All right. And then the other 2 are in a different binder. Whoops, let's get that money right there. All right, so Brandy gets $1. And mine is a coloring tracker, which I am quite honestly a little tired of already. But that's okay. So I fill in half of the shoe. And I now have 20, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And this tracker is $80. All right, and then we move to Family Fun, which I'm glad we're in here anyway because we're going to take some money out. 12, 1. We're putting in $4, so we should have 133. So we have 50, 70, 90, 100, 20, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, and 33. So what I'm doing is we're at $100. We're at over $100. So I'm going to take 100 of this and take it to the bank. But let's kind of do it so that we can condense a little bit. So we have 20, 30, so there's 90, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So let's do it like that. So here we should have 33, 10, or 20, 30, 1, 2, and 3. Perfect. And then we have an in the bank. Let's just double check that this is 100, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, and 100. All right. And I'm going to put a paper clip on it. Write myself a little sticky. 100 to Family Fun. All right, and then we will write in the bank we have $100. So I'm going to put that, and I did open up a high yield savings account. I'm going to put the Family Fun money in the high yield savings account, so we don't need it until April. So might as well get the pennies that we can earn while we have it. Okay, so that is all of that. Perfect. Okay, so $100 to Family Fun. Perfect. I'm going to set this right here. Okay, now we need to work on the Christmas stuff. Christmas is right here. So I never put this money into the bank. I figured we would just take it as we use it. There's a lot of money here. All right, we need $20 to go into the grocery envelope because we took $20 to pay for the lottery tickets for my husband's Secret Santa. Okay. And then we should keep a track of how much we're spending for Christmas. So we had $13.78. So Jason's Secret Santa was $20. And then our Switch 2 is $830. So I'll do the math in a second. All right, so I took the Secret Santa out. Now I need to take out the Switch 2 money. So we have 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 200, 20, 40, 60, 80, 300, 20, 40, 60, 80, 400, 20, 40, 60, 80, 500, 20, 40, 60, 80, 600, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 20, 40, 60, 80, 700. 20, 40, 60, 80, 800. And 30. So we'll do 1, 2, 3. So there's 830. I'll leave this 50 in here. All right, so that's it for Christmas. So this needs to go to the credit card. But we need to add more money to that because we paid for the Charlotte FC tickets. All right, let me do a quick, where's my calculator? 1378 minus 20 minus 830. So we have $528 left, which is more than enough. Okay, perfect. And whatever we don't use, I'm just going to move on to, we will move to next year's Christmas. All right, let's put this in here so I can keep a track. Okay, now I need to pull $120 out of our out of our Charlotte envelope. Is it in here? Yes. So we need to pull $120 out of Charlotte to pay for the tickets. So we should have $12 left. 20, 40, 60, 80, 120. So we have $12 left. And then we need to start saving up for next year's tickets and also the hotel stay for that. So 120 plus 830 is 950 that we are taking back to the bank to pay the credit card bills. So let's just double count that. So we have 1, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60, 83, 20, 40, 60, 84, 20, 40, 60, 85, 20, 40, 60, 86, 20, 40, 60, 87, 20, 40, 60, 88, 20, 40, 60, 89, 20, 30, 40, and 50. So perfect. Okay, so I'm going to be taking back, I'm going to go to the bank today and do all this so that it's not, so this is $950 to the credit card. Credit card. Okay. Perfect. And $100 to family fun. So I'm going to put it right here in this so I can remember to take it to the bank today so we get that all covered. Yeah, so that's it. I have a really funny video. So I hope everybody's Thanksgiving was really good. We ended up having a lot of fun. We went to Columbia, South Carolina and hung out with some family, and I didn't take any pictures because my sister-in-law has twins. They're only 5 months old, and so I basically had a baby in my hand the whole time. The only time I was not holding a baby was during dinner. Because they were sleeping. And so it was wonderful. It was really good for my soul. And then then we decorated for Christmas. So I'll put a picture up here of my kids putting some Christmas decorations up. And then let's see, the week before, Scout Camp was really fun. Josh and I were home alone together. My mom was here too. My mom was with us, but and then Jason and Colin went to Scout Camp and they had a blast. I can't show you any pictures from that though, unfortunately, because Colin's face is in all of them. But I will show you this really funny video that Josh and we found filters on my camera and we thought it was really fun. And so we were having a blast with it. And Jason didn't find this one really funny, but I found it funny because I just think it's funny. And it just reminds me of me and Josh cuddling in bed, sleeping in, doing all the fun stuff together. So
what you looking at?
Just wanted to share that with you, but I'm going to check in again probably Friday morning, just to close out this budget as we're preparing for the next pay period. And yeah, so that's about it. All right, my friends, I hope you have a lovely day and I'll see you very soon. Bye. All right, friends, it's Friday, which means it's the end of a pay period and actually the end of my tracking month. So, I get to film my month wrap up in a minute. So that's exciting. Let's go over the last few things that have happened within our thing here. And then our thing here. Trackers. Brain is not working today. It's ready for the weekend. All right. So when I did my cash counting my completed challenges, I was so excited because I had $300 I was going to put into our emergency fund. And then when we went to Columbia, South Carolina, we did definitely some frivolous spending. at a place called Buc-ee's, which we all love Buc-ee's. If you know what Buc-ee's is, you are so blessed. If you don't know what Buc-ee's is, I am so sorry. My family loves Buc-ee's. My husband loves Buc-ee's. I don't understand his obsession with it, but we ended up letting the children get something, and then my husband got something, and we bought a Buc-ee's hoodie for my Chihuahua because it's starting to get cold outside and she needs a little something on her. And so we did a little bit of frivolous spending. So because of that, I did not have that money budgeted. I had to use some of that savings money to put in our checking account so that we are good to go. I'm not proud of it, but it's just something that happened, okay? So we'll go over that. So I moved $100 over from our earned income, so from our income account into the checking account, because I had noticed that I was starting to not have quite enough money in there, and I still had a loan that needed to be paid, or a bill, and then I put $153 from that counted savings video into the checking account. So here on the Saturday after Thanksgiving, I had to go to Hobby Lobby because I am making a quilt for a friend of mine whose baby is due very soon, like this weekend. And so I need to finish that quilt. But I went to Hobby Lobby to go get some more supplies I needed. I needed a yard of fabric for the backing of the quilt, and then I needed a yard of batting to go in the middle of the quilt. So there's that purchase. It was $12.28. Here is us getting some food at Buc-ee's on our way down to Columbia, South Carolina. And then on the 30th, which is Sunday, we got Little Caesars for dinner after church. I went to Costco to fill up one of the cars. It didn't really need gas, but I was next to Costco anyway, and I was like, we need to top this up. Here's us shopping at Buc-ee's, doing the thing. We got food. Like I said, the boys each got something. We bought our dog a thing. I'm going to put a picture up there because it's just so cute of the stuff the thing that we bought her. But I can't let that happen again unless we've budgeted for it. Spotify came out for $12.80, and here we went to Dunkin' on our way down to Columbia, South Carolina on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving to hang out with our family. This is a third Buc-ee's purchase, but this one is us getting gas on the way down there. And here is student loan. My student loan debt came out, or student loan payment. And then my husband he went to the Dollar Tree to get some wrapping stuff for his Secret Santa at his office. And so we used some Christmas money for that. Okay. Here's what happened in the checking account, or the cash spending. So the last time I came on here, we pulled $20 out of savings, or $20 out to put into savings, and we didn't color it. So there's that, coloring it. I take the boys out to dinner when we go to our Bible study on Tuesday nights. And this is me using $9 of the money that came out of the savings challenges. One of them was specified for tithes, so I had to put the money as coming in as income so that we can show it coming out. And so there is that. Now let me find my tithes. And I gave that to the Bible study class that we go to. Then last night, Jason had Taco Bell for his dinner because my brain is not thinking, because he had his own Bible study. And then Colin has been asking our elf, Miles, to bring candy canes. So I made Jason go to anywhere to go get candy canes. So he went to Walgreens and spent $5 of that, which means he took $5 out from the takeout, so I need to take $5 out of the Christmas money, which the Christmas money is in here. And I'm going to take $5 out. We're going to put that back into takeout. We're going to write that down. Now the, excuse me, the money that Jason spent from our checking account, since it was only $8, I'm not going to move $8 into our checking account. Like, we have a little bit of a buffer in our checking account for that to happen. So we're not gonna worry about that right now. So if we're subtracting $5 from $5.28, we should have $5.23. I'm not gonna count it right now because it's a lot of ones. It's a lot of ones. See, look at all the, because I didn't put any of this in the bank. If we don't, I did spend some more money. I'll go over that probably next week when I'm doing my stuff. What I've been doing is, because a lot of it has been online spending, I've been using one of our credit cards to do those online spendings, and then I have been taking the cash out of here and going to the bank and making a credit card payment. Okay, so with all of that said, for our cash, we took the $5 out from Christmas. Here's the cash that we have left over from all the takeout and the change. And there's no pennies here because nobody is giving out pennies here anymore, which I won't get into that. So we have 5, 10, 15, 16. So these 5s are going to go back into the takeout envelope. So we now have $10, $20, $25, $30, $35 for takeout, which should be enough for next week. And then after that, we don't have Bible study for until the new year. We're taking a break for Christmas. And then here is $1. So we're going to write that down. We're going to color it so we don't forget, since this is the last day of this monthly tracking period. And it's a bee buck. I'm so excited. We don't get those very often anymore. I feel like we're getting a lot of F's, which is fine. We need the, oops, wrong binder. We need the money for the Toby Mac concert. Okay, so here is my envelope. I'm going to put that $1 in there. We're going to color in part of that shoe, and we're going to count the money together to see where it is. This tracker was fun when I first started it. It's not so fun anymore because I was silly and I made each shoe $2, so it's an $80 tracker, but I don't like it. So even though I have 2 more, I don't know if I'm going to use it, because honestly I don't even know if I'm saving up for a treadmill anymore. I don't know if I'm going to use this money for. I don't know what I'm doing with it. And you guys are probably like, oh my gosh, Brandy, you've changed your mind on this 500 times. It says treadmill savings, just stay with it. Well, sometimes things just change. Okay, so we have 20, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, and $46. So pretty cool. So that's that for this tracking period. thank you so much for sticking around and being with me. So, anywho, that's where we're at. I hope that you have a really great weekend. Please let me know what you're doing below in the comments, and I will see you on Monday. Have a great weekend, friends. Bye.